There are serious questions about a recent disturbing discovery, a dead pig left outside a Northwest Harris County mosque. There's concern throughout the community, and Local 2's Andy Sirota with more from the Islamic Center with why police weren't quick to classify this as a hate crime just yet.
Worshippers here believe this was an isolated incident, but the way it happened led them to report it as a hate crime. We want to warn you that some of the images you're about to see may be disturbing.
Have you found your door here?
A shocking discovery outside a house of worship near Cypress, Northwest Harris County. Last night, several Muslims who came to pray at the Islamic Outreach Center found a dead pig on the deck next to the entrance of the mosque. We blurred part of the picture because it appears the animal may have been mutilated.
They were surprised because they were taken aback. They were never expected to see something like this.
At times, a pig has been used symbolically against Muslims because their faith does not permit them to eat pork.
We can't ignore the fact that there is an element in our society and a lot of anti-Muslim sentiment that actually does play into these types of incidents.
While they called police, the resident imam stopped short of publicly calling this a hate crime. He says the dead pig by itself isn't what's most concerning. It's the thought process of the person behind it that's most worrisome.
It's unfortunate that something like this would happen, but at the same time, I think it's a good opportunity to be like a teaching moment. We say, like, you know, come out, learn about Islam.
He's not inviting just the neighbors, but also the person who did this. The Muslim faith, he says, is big on forgiveness. Leaders say they were recently made aware that some of the neighbors around here had concerns about noise and traffic, but they insist they're just trying to be good neighbors. Near Cypress, Northwest Harris County, Andy Sirota, KPRC, Local 2.
Joining me this morning to talk about the incident, Mustafaa Carroll from the Council of American-Islamic Relations, Imam Fahad from the Islamic Outreach Center of Cypress, and Deacon Sam Dunning of the Archdiocese of Galveston, Houston. Thank you all for joining me this morning. As we mentioned, this has not been classified a hate crime by the police department. What do you sense that it is? Or does it matter?
Well, it matters in the sense that it's symbolic. It's the equivalent of somebody putting a burning cross or a noose, for us at least, and to some degree we may even see it as a warning. So it is significant. It's at least hateful, but it may not be reach the level of being criminal.
Mm-hmm. What most concerns all of you about what happened there?
Well, I mean, obviously when something like this happens, whether you're looking at a certain faith group or not, it would be alarming to anybody. So, if you had any sort of a dead animal on your porch, let's say, it would be of a concern, right? I mean, are we just being hassled by a couple of teenagers that just went out and wanted to have some fun? Or is this something a lot more serious? So, what we're trying to, I guess, figure out and see what were the intentions of the person that, decided to do this action. But I would say that, beyond that, what we would say is that this is like a moment where we'd like to open our doors in actuality and say, whatever intention the person had, whatever the community feels about us, that we have an open door policy. We'd like everyone to come by, talk to us. As a matter of fact, on next Sunday, we'll be having an open house from 2 to 5 o'clock, where we're inviting the neighbors, and anyone watching the broadcast as well is open to come and talk with us and, just share some thoughts, and yeah.
Mr. Dunning, from the Archdiocese perspective, that kind of represents the fact that, okay, you're from a different faith, but clearly that sort of thing is not something that you feel can be taught.
Oh, absolutely. This is a clarion call for all people of goodwill, as well as people in different faith communities, to heighten their awareness as to what is happening. I'm not an attorney, and so I do not know what the threshold that must be met in order for this to be classified as a hate crime. But I know a hateful act when I see it. And when I saw this news report, when folks began calling me, I must tell you that I was pained in my heart, and I am any time that there is a worship space that is desecrated, defiled in any way, and especially a worship center that designates itself as its intention of reaching out to the community. This is a place where people come to celebrate their God. This is a place where people come to read the Quran and to pray and to fellowship among themselves and to reach out to the community to open up their hearts, their doors, to present their way of life, to heighten the awareness of the Islamic faith, and to deepen mutual respect. So this egregious act is a call for all of us.
Have you noticed any increase in this kind of activity within the Houston area? Because this community really is not known for that and has really been diverse, and everyone seems to get along fairly well considering how large we are and how diverse we are.
Yeah, Houston's a great place. I mean, we don't see the type of vitriol in Houston that we see in other areas of the country, but we do have an element in this city where we do have issues from time to time. I guess the best word was, listening to the mayor, was knuckleheads. We do have those, and we have had at least 3 or 4 incidents within the last year. In 2011, we had like 3 incidents of arson. Earlier this year, we had someone shooting into a mosque first with a low caliber pistol, and then second with the equivalent of a 44 or 45 bullet.
Imam, the open house that you're going to have now coming up next week, that sort of thing, would you hope would help to alleviate any concerns about how different you may be and some of the negative side of all this?
Absolutely. I mean, I think one of the things is with events of this nature, it kind of puts the spotlight on us that perhaps, you know, like it was mentioned, that we are an outreach center. Aside from just being a place of worship, we're an outreach center where we're trying to, you know, have people come in and meet with us and discuss things. So an event like this, I think, highlights the fact that we need to be doing a better job, you know, of reaching out. And so that's what we're really trying to do and open the doors.
Well, we're doing it now. We're starting that by coming here and talking about it.
Absolutely.
And getting the word out about your event. I'll put it on our website as well.
Appreciate it.
So people can know how to do that. Thank you all for coming in and getting this conversation going. We appreciate you coming in, and hopefully there'll be a positive solution to this.
Absolutely.